We pay respect to the Algonquin people who are the traditional guardian of this land. We acknowledge their long-standing relationship with this territory which remains unceded. We pay respect to all Indigenous people in this region from all nations across Canada who call Ottawa home. We acknowledge the traditional knowledge keepers, both young and old, and we honor their courageous leaders past, present, and future. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our information session on the uOGRADFlix competition. Before diving into the heart of the presentation, I'd like to start with a few questions. Close your eyes for a moment. You're on a stage facing 200 people who know nothing about your research field. You have exactly 1 minute to make them understand why your years of research can change the world. Do you feel ready? Quite a challenge, isn't it? uOGRADFlix isn't just a simple competition. It's a unique opportunity to develop essential communication skills, expand the reach of your work, and perhaps even discover a new perspective on your own research. Are you ready to take on this exciting challenge? I'm Christine Augier, a senior advisor at the Office of the Vice Provost for Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies. With me is Mayada El-Malous, Lead Project and Administration Officer, and she's also one of the co-lead of organizing the competition. Additionally, we're pleased to welcome Thomas Rouleau this morning. Thomas is the Senior Manager Copyright Service at the University of Ottawa. He will be discussing the crucial topic of copyright, particularly pertinent when creating videos. Today, we're diving into uOGRADFlix, covering everything from what it entails to participate in the competition to how videos will be judged. We will outline the eligibility criteria, offer some help tips, and discuss the art of condensing your research into a concise 60-second video. Additionally, we will explore the technical consideration and showcase various video styles for inspiration. And Thomas will then guide us through creating videos while adhering to the copyright laws and incorporating open content. Towards the end, we will provide key dates and registration details. We will wrap up by addressing any question you may have, either live or via chat. If you're worrying about forgetting your question, feel free to share it in the live chat, and my colleague Mayada will do her best to answer it as we go along, or we will address it together at the end. So what exactly is uOGRADFlix? Well, it's a video competition where graduate students from the University of Ottawa and St. Paul University showcase their research in an original 60-second video. uOGRADFlix offers an incredible learning opportunity. It's a chance to step up of your comfort zone and grow. While it might seem intimidating at first, it's a fantastic opportunity to learn and develop new skills. Moreover, participating in the uOGRADFlix is a great way to promote your research. Videos are a powerful tool for raising awareness and reaching diverse audience, especially through social media channels. By creating a video, you also enhance your communication skills, which are essential for career advancement. And let's not forget the fun aspect of uOGRADFlix. It's an exciting journey to create a video, and there are cash prizes for grabs, ranging from $500 to $1,000. So not only it's an opportunity for personal and professional growth, but it's also a chance to have some fun and potential win some prizes. So what are the requirements to participate in uOGRADFlix competition? First, you must be currently enrolled in a master or PhD program at the university or St. Paul University at the time of the competition. Even if you completed your degree requirement but haven't received your diploma yet, you can still participate as long as you haven't received it by November 5th. Additionally, you must agree to allow your video and photo to be made public, and your video must meet copyright requirements. The video should be a maximum of 60 seconds. It's not 61, not 62, but exactly 60 seconds. Furthermore, if you were a previous finalist who didn't win a prize, you are still eligible to participate. Once more, it's crucial that your video you submit is notably distinct from the one from the previous competition you participated. That summarizes the eligibility criteria for participating in the uOGRADFlix competition. Let's discuss how the selection committee will evaluate your video. The judging criteria are divided in two categories. The first one is communication skill, 70% of the total score. This category focuses on your ability to effectively convey your research. The key elements include ability to explain complex ideas to a non-specialist audience, clear communication of the research subject, contribution and result if it's applicable, use of clear language and terminology, deliver at a good pace, logical sequence of information, is it easy to follow, and ability to be compelling to your audience. So that's the first category. The second category is the creativity, visual impact, and technical quality. So 30% of the total score. This category assess how well you use the limited time and visual element. Judge will consider original presentation of the information, effective use of image to strengthen the message, visual appealing and engaging with the movement and the rhythm, and sound and image quality. When creating your video, focus on a clear communication, creative presentation, and technical proficiency. Remember, you're not just presenting to experts in your field, but to a broader audience. Your challenge is to make your research accessible and interesting to viewers who may not have specialized knowledge in your area. But by understanding these criteria, you can tailor your video to meet the judges' expectation and maximize your chance of success in the competition. Now let's share some valuable tips for creating your uOGRADFlix video. First, you don't need to be a video editing expert to participate. If you can use PowerPoint, you can create a video with PowerPoint. Video can be made on a computer or even on a smartphone. The key to success is the preparation and practice. Write a clear script. Practice with a timer to ensure you stay within the 60 seconds. Speak at a comfortable pace. Don't rush. Like a lot of people wants to put a lot of information in the video and speak very fast, and you lose our attention. It's better to keep it short and keep the attention of the people watching. Seek feedback from non-specialists. Ask your family, your friends that are not working or not expert in your field to ensure your research is understandable. Okay, it's something very important and it can help you a lot. We recommend that you watch previous uOGRADFlix competition video. It's the 5th edition of the uOGRADFlix competition. We have over 100 videos, I believe, on our website. So we recommend that you watch them. That can inspire you and help you deciding how you will present your message. There's also other competition, GRADFlix competition, example at the University of Waterloo. So you can, there's a lot of, all that to say that there's a lot of video available online that you can watch to help you create your own video. Remember that the goal is to present your research to a non-specialist audience. Your video should be clear, engaging, accessible to people outside your field of study. Don't let lack of video experience deter you. With good preparation, practice, and these tips, you can create an impactful 60-second video that effectively showcases your research. Now let's discuss the crucial element to consider when creating your video. First, the message. Communicating your research in 60 seconds. That can be really challenging. You've been working for years and years on your research. You've been reading a lot. So it can be really hard to only be able to condense everything in 1 minute. Avoid information overload as you will lose the audience attention. Focus on being concise and impactful. Highlight the key aspect of your research that will resonate with a general audience. For the technical element, we're going to talk about the lighting, ensuring that your video is well lit and visually clear. We're going to talk about the sound. We're also going to talk about the movement a little bit later in the presentation. And we're going to present the video style. You have several options that you can choose from: live action, screencast, animation, stop motion, and mixed media. So we're going to give you more details regarding this. To give you a better idea of what's possible, we will show you examples from past uOGRADFlix participants. This will demonstrate different styles of video and how effectively they communicate complex research in just 60 seconds. Remember, the key challenge is to condense your extensive research into a brief, engaging presentation. This exercise in concision is not just about the competition, it's a valuable skill for communicating your work in various professional settings. As you plan your video, consider which style best suits your research and your strength as a presenter. Don't be afraid to get creative, but always keep your core message at the forefront. One of the most crucial elements of your uOGRADFlix video is the message. How you can communicate your research in just 60 seconds. Let's explore some effective strategy you can use. Storytelling. Using a narrative structure can be a powerful way to engage the audience. A story with a beginning, a middle, and an end makes complex information simple to understand and easy to empathize with. By framing your research within a story, you can help the audience connect with your work on a deeper level. Another way to present your research is the problem-solution structure. Another approach is to clearly outline the problem or the question you're addressing, explain why it's important, and then present your research as a solution. Start with a hook, capturing the audience's attention immediately by posing a compelling question or describing a thought-provoking problem. This hook will draw them in and make them eager to learn more. Also provide context. Quickly give some background information to help the audience understanding the context and significance of your research topic. Explain your solution. This is the essence of your work. Clearly describe how your research solved the problem and answer the question you introduce. Highlight the urgency and impact. Why is your work important right now? What will it achieve, or who will it benefit? Emphasize the real-world relevance and potential impact. That can help a lot your video. You can also add a call to action at the end, inviting the audience to continue the conversation, to learn more about your research. So it's a good way you can also end your video. Remember, your goal is to communicate your complex research in a way that is concise, engaging, and accessible to a general audience. Experiment with different techniques to find the approach that best works to showcase your work. Now let's dive into the important technical element to consider when creating your uOGRADFlix video. First, the background. Avoid busy and distracting background. Ensure nothing is emerging from beyond your head or body that could be visually distracting. Keep the focus on you and your message, not on your background. Lighting. Pay close attention to the lighting when you're filming, Avoid having bright window or light source directly behind you, as it can cast shadow on your face. Position yourself facing the light source for optimal visibility. The sound. Choose a quiet location to record your audio. Use good quality microphone to ensure clear, crisp sound. Be mindful of any background noise or paper. If I was making noise with paper, or turning the page, that would be, or if I was speaking and you don't hear me, be careful of that. The sound is one of the most challenging aspects of video that students struggle with. So it's something very important. Movement. Incorporate movement to add rhythm or visual interest to your video. If you watch the video online, you're going to see some students, sometimes will accelerate their video to give them rhythm, or they're going to slow down too. So it's something you can play with, make it faster for energy or slower if you want to emphasize something. Use camera movement or on-screen action to complete your message. The framing. Make sure you're properly framed within the video. Avoid cutting off the top of your head or other important parts of the frame. We saw that a lot when we talk to people that don't have as much experience with technology. When they answer, they're gonna cut their head. You're gonna see the ceiling or the floor. So be careful with the framing. Pay attention to your positioning and posture to create a polished and professional look. The quality of image. The quality of your video image is very important consideration. Export your final video in at least 722p resolution or higher if possible. We will accept the video format of MP4. Transition and music. You can choose to incorporate transition and background music in your video. Use it thoughtfully. This element can greatly enhance your video production value and overall impact. Transition can provide smooth movement between scene or visual element. And background music can help set the tone and mood, adding an extra layer of engagement for the viewer. I would recommend for the background music to ensure that we focus on the person speaking and not the music. Sometimes people put the music too loud and they are not able to keep the attention of the audience. Remember, the goal is to create an engaging, visually appealing presentation that resonates with the audience. Let's explore the different video style you can use to create your uOGRADFlix submission. Live action video. This style features real people or environment, typically with the presenter speaking or providing a voiceover. There are many user-friendly video editing apps and software you can use, both free and paid option. For iPhone, example, iMovie, Splice, InShot Video, Adobe Premiere, like I'm just naming few. They are on the slide. For Android as well, CapCut, there's VN Video Editor, Power Director, KineMaster, desktop version. We're going to show a short video about resources offered by the library at the University of Ottawa. So there are also software you can use. If you go on Google and you search video app or software to edit video, there's going to be a ton of them. Or you could also just use PowerPoint as well. As an example, let's look as an example of the live action video. Let's have a look at the video created by Caitlin Kirby in the 2021 uOGRADFlix competition. Her video was titled Hydrokinetic Energy, or Canada Rivers May Solve Its Greenhouse Gas Problem.
Hydrokinetic energy may prove to be one of the solutions to Canada's greenhouse gas emission problems. The principle is to use the velocity of running water to turn a turbine, similar to a water wheel, but a little bit more advanced. The amount of hydrokinetic energy contained in moving body water is based on this equation. So you can see that it's highly dependent on the velocity of the water. But how do we determine how much hydrokinetic energy is flowing through a river? And how are we going to do this all across Canada? That's my job. In my thesis work, I'm going to be using this equation to estimate river velocity all across Canada. You can see that I'm going to have to estimate river depth, river width, and flow of all rivers across Canada. Ultimately, my research will tell you if this or this are suitable for hydrokinetic energy extraction.
This live action video showcases how you can effectively present your research using real world footage and direct on camera delivery. Let's continue exploring the different video style you can consider for your uOGRADFlix submission. The second one is the screencast. Screencast video depict the presenter's computer screen, often accompanied by voiceover. This is one of the easier style to create, as you can use tools like PowerPoint, Screenomatic, or Camtasia software. Here's an example of the screencast style that you can use to make a video. It is from the 2021 uOGRADFlix competition. The video was made by Zaneb El Fazli. The title is Sustainability in Construction.
Concrete. When was the last time you gave this material a thought? Currently, concrete accounts for 8% of the world's carbon dioxide emissions. It is also an extremely water-intensive material. In 2050, 75% of the water demand for concrete production will likely occur in areas experiencing water insecurity. So then, why use concrete? Well, concrete is a fundamental building block of our infrastructure. It is virtually everywhere. So how can we minimize the negative impacts of concrete while still benefiting from its use in construction? The answer lies in the waste hierarchy. Currently, concrete's fate is at the landfills. At best, it is sometimes recycled. That's not ideal because recycling uses a lot of energy. So, through comprehensive case studies, my goal is to advance our industry to reusing concrete. Think Lego. You put it together, and then you break it apart, and then you put it together once again. To a new future in construction, thank you.
The screencast approach allows Zaneb to effectively showcase her research and visual while guiding the viewer through the content. Animation, it's another style you can use to create your video. Over the years, we have received a lot of videos that use that style. An animated video use animated figure or graphic to explain and depict the research. The style typically feature a voiceover to accompany the visual. Some software options for creating animation include Animaker, Powtown, or Yon, sorry for the pronunciation. We're going to have a look. There's more than that. We just mentioned a few of them. Let's take a look at an example for the 2021 uOGRADFlix winner, Galina Vakulenko, and her video, Cold Adaptation in Antarctic Alga.
Life can be found in the harshest environments. There is a lake in Antarctica called Lake Bonny, and if we look 17 meters below its ice-covered surface, we will find a curious little green alga called Chlamydomonas sp. uwo-241. This species of algae lives in constant cold, darkness, and high salinity, and yet it thrives in its extreme climate. My work focuses on how uwo-241 responds to changes in its environment. This alga must deal with extreme conditions, but it rarely experiences anything else. In fact, uwo-241 is so well adapted to this lake that it may have lost the ability to react to temperature changes altogether. By studying its stress responses, we can discover what makes it so well suited to a life of perpetual cold. Unfortunately, since polar regions are at largest risk of climate change, this alga, which can't tolerate warm temperatures, is especially vulnerable. My work helps us better understand the effect that climate change will have on Antarctic life.
Galina animated video demonstrated how this style can bring complex research to life in an engaging, visually compelling way. The next style we will explore is stop motion. The stop motion is a style that involves capturing one frame at a time with slight movement of object between each shot. When played back in sequence, it creates the illusion of movement. The software option for creating stop motion, there are many software you can use. Those are just few suggestions. Animoto, Cloud Stop Motion, among others. Let's take a look at an example of stop motion. It was the first time this year that a student used that style to submit a video. The video is by Cesar Bardominiano Martinez, a finalist of the 2025 uOGRADFlix competition, entitled Higher Categories.
A line and a disc equal? The first two can be deformed into discs by squishing. What about a circle, a triangle, and a square? The last two can become circles. Now, is a circle the same as a disc? We can stretch the circle or move it, but it's not a disc unless we break it and squish it. In mathematics, the study of deformations without breaks of geometric objects gives rise to structures called higher categories. In general, higher categories are difficult to define. However, the easiest way we can think of them is as a collection of points, arrows, and arrows between arrows, all the way to infinity. These are important in mathematics, but also have applications in theoretical physics. In my research, I investigate methods to understand such objects. My main tool is logic.
The stop-motion approach allows Caesar to bring his research to life through the creative manipulation of visual elements. The final video style we will discuss is a mixed media. Mixed media is this style combines a variety of media styles such as animation, still image, video, screencast, or audio. In other words, it's a mix of all the other styles that I showed you before. It allows for a more dynamic and multi-phased presentation of your research. Here's an example of mixed media video from the 2025 uOGRADFlix competition. It's the third place entry by a winner by Ikram Uddin Khan, titled Studying Protein Interactors in a Novel Nuclear Stress Pathway.
Our cells are constantly adapting to the world around us. They divide and repair themselves as we live everyday life. When a cell becomes cancerous, they still keep their ability to adapt to harsh conditions, but now they're adapting to chemotherapy and radiation and other modern therapeutics, using a series of molecular reactions we call stress response pathways.
This stress response is all about pro-survival for them. It toughens them up and helps them weather the storm. Isn't that cool, guys? I think it's cool.
My research is all about studying one of these stress response pathways. I learn about the proteins involved that make it tick. Knowing who they are and what they do could be the key to inhibiting the stress adaptation in the future, making existing therapeutics more effective.
That was pretty fun, right? You know, maybe sometimes we could hang out. That would be cool.
So that's Udon video. It's a great way to showcase how mixing different media elements can create a visual, engaging, and informative research presentation. Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Experience with the different style to find the one that best suits your research and presentation skill. The key is to create an engaging, visual, compelling video that effectively communicates your work to the audience. You don't need to do animation or this. You could just speak in front of the camera. It's up to you how you want to make your camera, but we wanted to give you a few options to help you create your video. Now, let's share some valuable resources to help you create your uOGRADFlix video. First of all, we mentioned it during the presentation. Explore YouTube for videos from past uOGRADFlix and similar competition. Watching the finalists and winners' videos can inspire your own approach and help you understand effective way to summarize your research. Software and tools. If you're not comfortable with video editing software, you can use PowerPoint to create your video. For designing graphic and animation, you can check out the tools like Canva and Adobe Spark. They're pretty easy to use, especially Canva. There's a free and paid version. Copyright and open content. Our colleague will provide more details on using copyright material versus open license content. There is a comprehensive information sheet covering guidelines from image, video, music, and other assets. We will share this resource in the chat for your reference. And there's also university resources. Your university library offers spaces, app, and even lendable technology that can assist you in video production. Be sure to explore the support and equipment on your campus. We will now show a short video to show you some of the equipment and resources available at the University of Ottawa.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Deegan, and I'd like to share with you some of the resources and technologies available to you as a student at the University of Ottawa. As with all library resources, you can use any of these tools for this project or for any course at the University of Ottawa. The library has a variety of resources to assist you on your digital creation journey. Spaces, technology, and applications, along with the support for those tools, are available to you. At the Learning Crossroads building, CRX, there are 3 creation studios available to you with different tools installed. The most popular studio is the podcast studio, which is set up to record up to 4 people at a time with available support on site. A VR and AV recording editing studios are also available. For those who want to work on the go, a wide variety of technology and accessories can be bought at the Morissette Library Services Desk. High-quality USB microphones, tripods, and lights are available on loan. The library has some accounts on loan through some powerful software for help you to create your digital project. VideoScribe is a powerful whiteboard animation software. WeVideo is an easy-to-use, all-in-one web-based video editor, and ScreenPal helps you create instructional and presentation videos by easily recording your screen and camera at the same time. There are many free apps out there. Here are a few that I recommend. Adobe Express is an all-in-one photo and video application with tons of free templates. Audacity is a professional-grade audio recorder and editing software for both Mac and Windows. Photopea is a web-based graphics editor, just like Adobe Photoshop. And often I get asked about where to get royalty-free images, sounds, and music. I personally use pixabay.com. So if you have any ideas or want to reach out and see how the library can help you with your next digital project, please send us an email. Thanks.
Remember, there are many resources and tools at your disposal to help you create an engaging, professional-looking uOGRADFlix video. Don't hesitate to utilize the information and guidance we have provided today, as well as additional support available to the university. And now I'm pleased to introduce Thomas Rouleau, the Senior Management Copyright Service at the University of Ottawa. Thomas is here to provide you guidance on creating a uOGRADFlix video while respecting copyright laws, as well as information on using open content resources. So Thomas, welcome.
Hello. In this presentation, we're going to cover the key points for you to keep in mind as you search for content to use in your videos. All of these points are also contained on the copyright and open content information sheets made available to you by uOGRADFlix. Copyright can be complex at times, but if you select content based on the points I'll be discussing today, you should feel fairly confident that you're adhering to the copyright guidelines. And, of course, if you have any questions at all as you're preparing your videos, please feel free to contact the Copyright Office at the email address provided on the handout and in the slides. As you create your videos, you'll likely begin to search for various types of content on the internet to reuse in your work. Because this is not your own content, the first thing to determine is whether or not it was legally posted on the internet. If possible, go directly to the source of the content, such as the creator or copyright owner's website. If you're not sure, it's better to play it safe and avoid use of that content. Generally speaking, you often need to ask permission to reproduce content that you yourself did not create if you wish to use it in your video. Fortunately, there are exceptions to copyright that can allow you to use copyright-protected content in your video without permission of the copyright owner. For example, insubstantial use would apply in a case where you're using a very short excerpt, such as a quote or a screenshot from a video. So, for example, if you're using just one video still from a larger film or TV show, this could be an exception that would allow you to use the content that is not your own without having to ask for permission, as you're reproducing a very small portion of a much larger work. However, you should still cite your source. Next, there is non-commercial user-generated content. However, there are important guidelines to keep in mind to take advantage of this exception, and these are: first, that the video should not be for commercial purposes, including being monetized. So, for example, you can't place it on YouTube and add advertisements to the video. You also need to be sure that the original materials came from a legitimate source, and that you credit the source and creator of these original materials. Under this exception, you could, for example, use parts of a song, not reproducing the entire song, but basically using just as much as you need to make your point for creative purposes. Sticking to these guidelines also helps you ensure that your new work does not have a substantial negative impact on the value of the original materials. However, in addition to working within the boundaries of copyright exceptions, you also have the option of using content that's open. This refers to using public domain content or content under a Creative Commons license. You may have heard of the public domain, but this term doesn't simply mean that it's free on the internet. Rather, the public domain is defined legally as copyright that has expired. The duration of copyright varies from country to country. For our purposes, in Canada, copyright exists for the life of the author plus 70 years after their death. Because of the duration of copyright, content that has entered the public domain in this way may be fairly old material for your project, depending on what kind of video you're creating. But it's also possible for a more recent work to enter the public domain if a creator waives their rights and deliberately places their work in the public domain. This will be indicated by the CC0 symbol. So if you see that symbol, the work is probably in the public domain. Next, you'll find content out there on the internet that is under a Creative Commons license. This kind of license lets a creator or copyright owner inform others that they can use their work without permission under specific conditions determined by the type of Creative Commons license they have chosen for their work. There are 6 different Creative Commons licenses, and all of them are based on 4 conditions or combinations of those 4 conditions. One is attribution. This is part of every Creative Commons license, so you always need to credit the source and author when you use this content. And in a video, an appropriate place to do so would, of course, be in the credits page at the end, just as you'd find at the end of films. Among other conditions, there are share alike, non-commercial use, and no derivatives licenses. In the handouts, you'll see the link to Creative Commons licenses, or you can simply Google the topic if you would like to learn more. So how do you find open content, and how can you recognize what is truly open? To do so, you need to look for some kind of indication that makes this clear. For example, a Creative Commons license, the CC0 public domain symbol, or terms of use on the website or other internet source that confirms that you can use the content. As I've mentioned before, open content still requires attribution, for example in your video credits, and this should include the title, the author, the source, and the license, as well as a link to that license. The great news is that there are many sources of open content out there on the internet, and I've provided a brief list in the handout. You can also use these in other projects, for example, in course presentations, among others. The list includes video, music, and image sources. For example, with respect to video, Pixabay videos, Pexels videos, Vimeo, and of course YouTube are excellent sources. If you need some background music for your video, some of the resources you can use include the Free Music Archive, Free Sound, Jamendo Music, Pixabay Music, the Audio Library, and Bensound. Next, for open sources of images, there's Flickr, where you can even do a search by Creative Commons license, that is, open content material. Other sites for images include Pixabay Photos, Pexels, Unsplash, and Burst. The great thing about these sites is that they are very open, and their licenses tell you what you can use the images for and how to provide attribution. And finally, as listed on the handout, there is Creative Commons Search, which is essentially a search engine allowing you to find content with a Creative Commons license. So beginning with this search tool can save you some time compared to doing a Google image search and not being certain about the copyright status of the images you find. It's been a pleasure to present to you today, and once again, if you have any questions at all about copyright and open content as you create your videos, please don't hesitate to email us at the Copyright Office.
Thank you very much for your insightful presentation. I hope everyone noticed that we shared the copyright information sheet in the chat. This resource is packed with valuable information, so I strongly recommend that you take all the time to review it. Once again, thank you for Thomas for your contribution. We are nearing the end of the presentation. Let's quickly go over a few more important items before we open the floor for questions. Key dates and registration. Registration deadline is November 5th. This is the last day to register your intent to participate in the uOGRADFlix competition. Video submission deadline, November 12 at 12 p.m. You need to submit a complete video. By that time, a good quality portrait or headshot that will be used for an intro slide. You do not need to put an introduction slide to the video. We will do it, which is going to include your name, your program, your faculty, and we also need a title of your video that's going to be included. You need the script to provide the script of your video, what was said, during your video in plain text. We will be using it for when we upload it on YouTube, just to ensure that we have the right terminology, especially if you're working in something very specific. So you don't need to put caption on your video. It's going to be automatically put when we upload it on YouTube. To participate in the uOGRADFlix competition, I would say start by familiarizing yourself with the eligibility requirements and rules, then complete and submit the online uOGRADFlix registration form, send the required material, headshot video, closed caption, and title via email to uOGRADFlix@uottawa.ca. And also, we are excited to offer feedback sessions. So these sessions are invaluable resource for participants, and here's why. That's going to provide you with clarity and impact. You're going to gain insight on how effectively you're communicating your research, receive guidance on making your message more accessible to a general audience. We're going to get specific advice on enhancing your video visual element, the video quality, graphic, overall visual appeal. You're also going to receive feedback on your tone, pacing, the clarity of explanation, engagement factor, and how it's aligned with the competition judging criteria. So we will. So it's a great way. It's something very useful that if you want to receive feedback, we strongly recommend that you make an appointment via our website to book a feedback session. That's going to help you refine your video. So you're going to benefit from a perspective of someone that's not a researcher in your field. So we like a general audience, and we can give you feedbacks. And I would say that a lot of people that finish in the top 25% had received feedback from us. So it's very beneficial for you. We recommend that you schedule your feedback session as early as you can, to allow you to time for the revision. Come prepared. If you don't have the video but you have the script, you can send it and we can give you feedback on the script as well. So it's a great opportunity. And remember, those sessions are designed to help you create the best possible video presentation of your research. So take advantage of this opportunity to refine your work and increase your chances of success in the uOGRADFlix competition. As we wrap up the info session, let's repack the key point. So uOGRADFlix is an exciting opportunity to showcase your research in 60-second video format. You have various style of video to choose from, including live action, screencast, animation, mixed media. Remember the important dates: registration deadline November 5th and video submission November 12th, and take advantage of the feedback session. They are a great opportunity. And don't forget about the copyright consideration and the resource available to you. We encourage you all to participate in this unique competition. It's not just about the prizes, it's a chance to develop valuable communication skill and share your work with a broader audience. It's a great opportunity for you. So thank you for attending this session. We look forward to seeing you creative and informative videos in the uOGRADFlix competition. Good luck to all the participants.